travelogue of the ancient Jian Shui city. It used to be that the Spring Festival, for me, was all about the whole family gathering around a table laden with fine wines and delicious dishes, savoring the food while chatting and watching the Spring Festival Gala, all immersed in an atmosphere of warmth and laughter. But in recent years, that festive spirit in Beijing has been fading away, and one can neither hear the sound of firecrackers nor see the scenes of dragon dances. And on New Year's Eve, the city is left with nothing but neon lights flickering on their own amid an otherwise empty landscape. So, for the 2025 Spring Festival, we decided to break the routine, pack our bags, and seek out that long-missed festive spirit elsewhere. To avoid the throngs of people returning home and the resulting congestion, we set our sights on remote, tranquil, and lesser-known 4th and 5th tier cities, far from the clamor of popular check-in attractions. Our ideal destination needed to be quiet, sparsely populated, rich in the culture of fireworks and firecrackers, and also a place where flying a drone was permitted. After some careful selection, and on a friend's recommendation, we chose to head to Jian Shui in Yunnan, since we could capture beautiful terraced fields and dazzling fireworks from the air. Thus, with this anticipation in our hearts, we embarked on our journey. Buying tickets to Jian Shui was quite a hassle. To escape Beijing, we had to make some compromises with our travel arrangements. For instance, we had to get up at 4 a.m. to catch a flight, and we even had to make an extra stop for a transfer on what was originally supposed to be a direct flight to Kunming. Then we had to take a long-distance bus to the train station. Since bullet train tickets were nearly impossible to obtain, we had to settle for standing tickets, enduring the journey by sitting on our luggage, just like many others eager to go home. At 8 p.m., we finally arrived at our hotel in Jian Shui. Because we couldn't secure a taxi to the airport the previous night, we didn't sleep a wink, and with all the travel mishaps, we were utterly exhausted by then. We had planned to collapse into bed as soon as we arrived at the hotel, but when we saw the antiquated charm of the ancient Yunnan city and smelled the pervasive scent of festivities on the streets, our fatigue instantly vanished. So, as soon as we dropped off our luggage, we walked into a small restaurant. By a stroke of luck, we met Mr. and Mrs. Pan from Xiamen here. We hit it off immediately, becoming well acquainted over the course of a meal, and decided to head to the Yuanyang terraced fields together the very next morning. The next day, the weather was not very cooperative. There was a steady drizzle, with even light snow in some areas, overcast skies throughout, and fog everywhere. Upon arriving at the first attraction, the park staff bluntly advised us to turn back, explaining that the terraced fields were so enveloped in thick fog that everything looked like a blank white expanse with nothing to see. I must say, the people here are very honest. They wouldn't hide the truth just to earn money from ticket sales. Nonetheless, with no other choice, we had to try our luck at the next terraced field. Fortunately, by the time we reached the Tiger's Mouth terraced fields area, the fog had gradually lifted and the rain had stopped. Although the sky was still overcast and lacked sunlight, diminishing the terraced fields' expected vibrant colors, for someone like me who had never seen vast expanses of terraced fields, the sight still delivered a powerful visual impact. I maneuvered the DJI Mini 4 Pro drone, which I had purchased specifically for this trip, and had it hover over the terraced fields. And Mr. Pan is a genius artist. Wherever we went, he would pull out his small sketchbook and capture the beautiful scenery with his black ink pen. Over the course of the day, we visited 3 terraced field attractions, among which the Ajerker Hani ancient village was the most unforgettable. The Hani village covers only 1.43 square kilometers, was established in 1855, and consists of 65 households, totaling 481 people. Ajerker means lush forest in the Hani language. The people of Ajerker have cleverly utilized local resources to establish an integrated production system that combines the cultivation of red rice with the rearing of water buffalo, yellow cattle, ducks, and fish. The village architecture is highly distinctive, mostly mushroom-shaped houses with straw roofs, which, together with ancient trees and wells, create a unique village landscape. Viewed from the outside, the forest, waterways, village, and terraced fields blend together perfectly, forming an ecosystem of 4 elements in harmony. Forests and terraced fields cover 68% of the village area, with an average annual temperature of about 16.4 degrees Celsius, making for a pleasant climate. Curiously, we ventured into the Hani village, interacted closely with the locals, and experienced their warm friendliness. It was quite intriguing to see many villagers butchering pigs. Data show that the Hani don't celebrate the Spring Festival as the Han Chinese do. Instead, they observe their own October New Year, during which pig slaughter is common, suggesting that the practice of pig butchering during the Spring Festival is likely influenced by Han culture. The second wish for our Jian Shui trip was, of course, to see fireworks. Among the people, during the Spring Festival, the air is especially filled with the scent of fireworks. Usually, from the end of the 12th lunar month, one can hear intermittent cracking of firecrackers, sometimes like dense drum beats, sometimes like machine gun fire, all without any sign of stopping. However, as New Year's Eve arrived, the firework display reached its climax, and at midnight, when the clock struck 12, the entire ancient city was instantly illuminated by fireworks. Countless fire rockets soared into the night sky from all directions. The air was filled with the scent of gunpowder, and the multicolored lights transformed the dark heavens into a semblance of daylight. The deafening explosions heightened the festive atmosphere to its peak, with the entire world immersed in this exuberant celebration. I witnessed all of this on my DJI remote controller screen. It is hard to imagine that all of this took place in a relatively poor, remote, 5th-tier city in China. In the following days, we spent our time leisurely within the ancient city. Each day, we woke naturally, strolled through the streets, immersed ourselves in the lively atmosphere of the bustling pedestrian areas and the enticing aroma of cooking fires in the ancient city, and sampled a variety of novel delicacies. For example, the grilled insects were exceptional, resembling some kind of artworks from afar, yet surprisingly crispy and tender when eaten. We visited the Zhu family garden located on Hanglin Street. It covers over 20,000 square meters, has a building area of more than 5,000 square meters, and comprises 214 rooms of various sizes, along with 42 courtyards. It is based on traditional Chinese axial symmetry and a strict layout, while also incorporating local ethnic architectural elements, featuring a beam-supported wooden structure and small blue-tiled roofs that exude a simple and elegant style. It combines exquisite wood carvings, stone carvings, brick carvings, and paintings, boasting a grand scale, intricate layout, and lavish decoration. Its main building is arranged in a 4 longitudinal by 3 transverse layout, resembling a labyrinth, truly astonishing. We also toured the scenic little train station of the ancient city. Built in 1915, it was an important station on the Bishu Railway, featuring an architectural style that fuses French and Chinese elements. Its exterior walls are a brilliant yellow. Its windows and doors are outlined in green, and its red-tiled hipped roof is adorned with dormer windows, extremely distinctive. Inside, it still retains vintage waiting rooms, platforms, and other facilities, exuding a strong historical charm. It witnessed the glory of the Yunnan Vietnam Railway and still attracts many visitors eager to experience the bygone era of rail travel. About 4 kilometers from the city center in Lin'an town, I conducted aerial photography of the famous Shuanglong 17-arch bridge. This stone bridge, which spans the Lu River and the Tachu River and is 150 meters long, was built during the Qianlong period of the Qing dynasty. At its center stands a main pavilion with a 3-tiered eave, known as the Great View Pavilion of Southern Yunnan. The pavilions on the bridge are exquisitely designed and crafted, making them a unique cultural attraction of Jian Shui. Then, looking back at that unassuming little restaurant, it was precisely where we had met Mr. and Mrs. Pan. While we were there during the Spring Festival, the place was packed every day, with an average waiting time of 1 to 2 hours. Due to its overwhelming popularity, today we could only sit by the roasted tofu grill, having our final dinner before leaving the city. Among Jian Shui's many attractions, the most eye-catching is the ancient city's East Gate, Chaoyang Gate, also known as Yinghui Gate. The gate tower stands about 24 meters tall. It is a 3-story, hipped roof structure, adorned with carved beams and painted rafters, exuding a magnificent presence. The gate is built of large blue stones, giving it a rustic and sturdy appearance. And on the gate tower, the 4 bold characters, Zhen Zhong Dongnan, which means dominating the southeast, are powerfully inscribed. The Chaoyang Tower was built in the 22nd year of the Hongwu reign, 1389, which is even 17 years earlier than the world-renowned Forbidden City in Beijing. This undoubtedly underscores its significant role in the ancient city's history. Not only does it bear witness to the passage of time in Jian Shui, but it is also the most important landmark symbol of the ancient city's historical culture. At that moment, standing in the small square by Chaoyang Gate, a lively atmosphere swept over us. Groups of people dressed in colorful ethnic costumes were joyfully dancing. Every movement they made was full of energy, and their faces shone with radiant, unpretentious smiles, as if telling the tale of the ancient city's passion and beauty. Looking back on this journey to Jian Shui, warmth and surprises intertwine. The spectacular terraced fields, exquisite ancient buildings, tantalizing cuisine, and those heartwarming encounters have all become the most brilliant treasures in our memories. As our Jian Shui trip during the 2025 Spring Festival drew to a close, we left with a wealth of memories and deep affection. Yet deep in our hearts, a longing for this ancient city had quietly taken root. We eagerly look forward to our next encounter, to once again embrace Jian Shui and continue writing our own story.